Sati is Finland's version of a farmhouse ale. Although some craft brewers have started commercial production in recent years, purists will insist that real Sati has to come from small farms. So, what could I possibly do? I had to leave Helsinki and travel north. I passed big lakes and walked across extensive forests. Eventually, I reached a little farm where the grandmother of the family brews Sati the traditional way. Right before they start a brew, the family takes a stroll through the woods. Ayla Tuominen is an experienced brewer and knows where to find the special ingredient, twigs from a juniper tree. There are between 50 and 70 species of junipers in all parts of the northern hemisphere. But Finnish experts believe that only those grown in Finland are fit for Sati production. Some have tried to brew Sati in the US using local juniper twigs. They even proved to be the same variety that grows in Finland, but when they used them, the result was quite different from Ayla's outcomes. Ayla is a good example of a traditional Sati brewer, because Sati has been brewed by women for ages. Before the 19th century, there were rarely any male brewers in Finland. Women who knew the brewing techniques passed them on from mother to daughter. The brewing process is a straightforward one, like in many other historical beer styles. Ayla produces a mash of malt that is slowly heated. Mashing in is done with lukewarm water, about the same temperature you would use when washing your hands. It is a prolonged mashing program that requires a lot of manual labor, mainly stirring the mash for more than 5 hours. That is about 3 times as long as you would heat the mash for a commercially brewed pilsner. But Sati brewing is different from commercial brewing in many aspects, as my Finnish colleague Mika Laitinen told me when he joined me at Ayla's small brewery. The most significant difference seems to be that in most farmhouse breweries neither the mash nor the resulting wort is boiled at any time. Nor could I find any hops anywhere in the brewery. Hops were probably unknown to the people who invented Sati, and they did not need hops as a bittering agent. The juniper twigs serve the same purpose. They add a delicate coniferous taste to the brew without being overly bitter. One of the most critical steps in brewing is called lautering, separating the sweet wort from the spent grains in the mash. In Sati brewing, they use a wooden trough called kurna instead of the lauter tun that you might find in large breweries. Ayla takes a ladle to transfer the mash from the mash kettle to the kurna, and soon the runoff can be collected in a bucket. Of course, you do not want to waste any of the mash after all these hours of work in the small brew house. So every single drop of mash and every single drop of the wort will be used. After emptying the kettle, she heats some water along with the juniper twigs and adds that liquid to the kurna, a process similar to sparging in commercial breweries. The hot water helps dissolve more sugars from the spent grains, while the juniper adds to the flavor. That wort is quite strong, not in alcohol but in sugars. It contains lots of malt sugars from the mash. Most of that sugar will be fermented to alcohol when simple baker's yeast is added. The same yeast you use when baking at home will turn this wort into Sati within a few days. Here we got some of the oldest drinks we can find in Europe. How long has Sati been brewed for?
Nobody knows, but at least 1,000 or 2,000 years.
So that was like at the age of Jesus Christ, people would have a bucket like that and drink from that?
Yes, exactly. The Vikings had something like this.
Vikings? So is this a Viking brew?
It is.
They call it Sati. What does the name Sati mean?
Sahti is a more modern word, but in the old days it was called olut, which simply means beer.
So the original beer, the original olut is what we're having here.
Yes, exactly.
I really have to try that now. It's very sweet in the nose. It's it's obviously a very strong drink. Is it stronger than your lager beer that you buy in the store?
Yes, because it is a feast beer meant for very important festivals like Yule time and weddings and important guests like you.
It's like a strong bock beer, like a strong Weizenbock.
It is. Very, very malty and very sweet.
People have been producing this for thousands of years. That means that during Prohibition, farmers would brew their own beer, even if brewing was not legal.
Yes, Sahti was also forbidden during Prohibition, but
So what did people do?
They kept brewing anyway, and all the local authorities, they looked at the other way when people brewed.
And if you drink Sati, you use like in Germany you say Prost, in English you say cheers. What do you say in Finland when you pass along your Sati?
In Finland we usually say Kippis.
Kippis. So it's a Kippis to you, and you can sample some more of
Kippis.
the Sati. Kippis.
And this has two handles exactly for this purpose. I give and you take.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we could pass it along all day, huh?
Yeah.